Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the endless diet advice out there, you are definitely not alone. Keto, low-carb, Mediterranean, DASH, vegetarian, vegan, it seems like there's a new perfect diet every other week. But what if I told you that the secret to long-term health isn't about chasing the latest fad, but understanding what truly nourishes your body? Today, we're cutting through the noise to find out if a perfect, long-term diet actually exists, and we'll be comparing 6 of the most popular eating patterns head-to-head. Stick around, because this could be a game changer for your health. But let's be honest, the idea of a single perfect diet for everyone is a myth. We're all unique, with different genetics, lifestyles, preferences, and health goals. What works wonders for one person might not be ideal for another. That is why, instead of looking for a rigid set of rules, we should be thinking about sustainable eating patterns. Ways of eating that support our health, taste great, and that we can actually stick with for the long haul. The key here is sustainability. Can you imagine yourself eating this way for years, not just weeks? If the answer is no, it's probably not your perfect long-term diet. First up, let's talk about a diet that consistently tops the charts for health benefits and long-term viability. The Mediterranean diet. This isn't just a diet, it's a lifestyle rooted in the traditional eating habits of countries bordering the Mediterranean Sea. What's on its core? Plenty of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and legumes. Olive oil is the primary source of fat. You'll find fish and seafood making regular appearances, moderate amounts of poultry and dairy, and very little red meat or sweets. It's rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and fiber. The long-term health evidence for the Mediterranean diet is, quite frankly, excellent. It's strongly linked to a reduced risk of heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and even some cancers. Plus, it's incredibly flexible and enjoyable, making it very easy to stick with. Think delicious, flavorful meals that nourish both your body and your soul. For the average person, this is often considered the gold standard for long-term health. Next, we have another powerhouse for health, particularly for your cardiovascular system, the DASH diet, which stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. This diet was specifically designed to lower blood pressure without medication. Similar to the Mediterranean diet, DASH emphasizes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean protein like poultry and fish, and low-fat dairy. But its distinguishing feature is a strong focus on significantly reducing sodium intake. It also promotes foods rich in potassium, calcium, and magnesium, which are crucial for blood pressure regulation. The evidence for the DASH diet is also excellent. It's proven to effectively lower blood pressure and improve cholesterol levels, making it a top recommendation for anyone looking to boost their heart health. Like the Mediterranean diet, it's a well-rounded and nutritionally complete eating pattern. While tracking sodium might take some adjustment, the overall structure is highly sustainable and beneficial for the long run. Now, let's explore 2 increasingly popular plant-forward approaches, vegetarian and vegan diets. These are less about specific rules for every meal and more about foundational principles regarding animal products. A vegetarian diet typically excludes meat, poultry, and fish, but often includes dairy and eggs. A vegan diet takes it a step further, excluding all animal products, no meat, poultry, fish, dairy, eggs, or even honey. Both emphasize fruits, vegetables, grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. Both well-planned vegetarian and vegan diets are associated with significant long-term health benefits, including a lower risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. They are naturally high in fiber and often lower in saturated fat. The biggest challenge, particularly for vegan diets, is ensuring adequate intake of certain nutrients like vitamin B12, iron, calcium, and omega-3s, often requiring supplementation or fortified foods. With proper planning, These can be incredibly healthy and sustainable long-term options, aligning with ethical and environmental values for many. Now let's move into the realm of carbohydrate restriction. We'll look at low-carb diets in general, which include a wide spectrum from moderately low to very strict. The core idea here is to limit carbohydrate intake, pushing the body to use fat for fuel. Typical low-carb foods include meats, fish, eggs, healthy fats, and non-starchy vegetables. Grains, legumes, many fruits, and starchy vegetables are significantly reduced or eliminated. In the short term, many people experience rapid weight loss and improved blood sugar control on low-carb diets. This can be very motivating. However, when we look at long-term health evidence, it becomes a bit more mixed. While effective for some, maintaining a strict low-carb diet can be challenging due to its restrictive nature. Limiting entire food groups can lead to deficiencies in fiber, certain vitamins, and antioxidants. For the average person, long-term adherence and nutritional balance can be a significant hurdle. Taking carbohydrate restriction to the extreme, we have the ketogenic diet, or keto. This diet aims to force your body into a metabolic state called ketosis, where it burns fat for fuel instead of carbohydrates. To achieve this, carbohydrate intake is drastically cut, often to less than 50 grams per day, while fat intake is very high and protein is moderate. So you're looking at a plate primarily of fatty meats, fish, eggs, oils, butter, cheese, and very few non-starchy vegetables. Most fruits, grains, legumes, and starchy vegetables off limits. Keto can indeed lead to rapid weight loss and is used therapeutically for certain medical conditions like epilepsy. However, for the average healthy person, the long-term health data is sparse and in some cases raises concerns. The extreme restrictiveness makes it incredibly difficult to sustain indefinitely. There are also potential risks concerning high saturated fat intake and elevated LDL cholesterol in some individuals, as well as nutrient deficiencies. For most people, it's not a sustainable or nutritionally balanced option for lifelong health. So, after diving into these 6 popular eating patterns, what's the verdict for the perfect long-term diet for the average person? When we prioritize comprehensive long-term health, sustainability, and nutritional balance, the Mediterranean diet, the DASH diet, and well-planned vegetarian and vegan diets consistently come out on top. They offer a rich variety of whole foods, are backed by extensive scientific evidence for disease prevention and longevity, and are flexible enough to integrate into diverse lifestyles, depending on individual preferences and values. Low-carb and ketogenic diets, while effective for specific short-term goals or therapeutic uses, present significant challenges for long-term adherence and ensuring a full spectrum of nutrients for the general population. They often require more careful planning to avoid deficiencies and can be socially isolating due to their strictness. Ultimately, the perfect diet isn't about following a rigid set of rules from a book. It's about finding an eating pattern that you enjoy, that makes you feel good, and that you can sustain for the rest of your life. Start by focusing on whole, unprocessed foods, lots of fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, whether from animal or plant sources, and healthy fats. Listen to your body, and if you have specific health concerns, always consult with a healthcare professional or a registered dietitian. What are your thoughts on these diets? Which approach resonates most with you? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more health and wellness insights, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Until then, live long and live healthy.